Hey, it's Ricardo, and I am here at PAX with James Stevenson from Insomniac Games, Senior Community Manager, who's about to run us through the latest version of Ratchet & Clank All for One, the latest entry in the series that takes a whole different spin on things. So, James, where are we? What is happening?
So this is a new area of the game called the Dead Grove, and this level is all about kind of getting down into the mud and what happens when you go underground. The story here is that Ratchet, Clank, Quark, and Nefarious are trying to get down to an underground railway station that will take them to another part of the planet Magnus, where they have been trapped by this mysterious machine known as the Creature Collector. And they're hoping that by getting to this railway station, they'll be able to be taken to someone named Commander Spog, who can shed some light on the mystery. But first, they're going to have to kind of burrow their way through the Earth. And right now what you're seeing is actually our single-player mode, and when you play single-player, you have one AI companion, which in this case, and we're going to jump forward here, that's why it's pausing, is Clank, who rides on Ratchet's back when you're not doing anything, and when you're in combat or trying to do a co-op action or a puzzle, he'll jump off and help you out.
And so that's automatic? Do you have any control over when you want him on or off?
No, he just does everything kind of on his own. It's supposed to feel like you're playing with another human player. He's going to help you out. He's not going to do everything for you, but he's definitely going to help you out and try and be as close to playing with a human friend as possible. So now you're seeing that you jump down onto these grind tubes, and one of the new gadgets you get for a section of this level is the jetpack, and you can thrust. And so this is really some great 2D gameplay. We're trying to have a lot of great variety throughout the game. So there's grind tubes, there's 2D gameplay, there's kind of big battle arenas, there's puzzles, and this is really a 2D traversal segment down deep through all of these tunnels, and there's spinning blades and excavators and flames coming out, and eventually you'll get down and have to get through a boss section where a boss is chasing you, and so it kind of really challenges the skills you learned earlier in this area.
Now, the whole pairing of Ratchet and Clank getting on Ratchet's back makes total sense for these two, but this is, there's other playable characters. How does that work with other people, like, say, Quark or Nefarious?
So if you play as Ratchet, Quark, or Nefarious, Clank will just jump on your back, because that totally makes sense. If you play as Clank, well, you're gonna have to play with someone else, and it's not exactly sure how they would fit on his back. So players will have to check it out when the game comes out, but I think Clank might get to hang out with Captain Quark, and we may have a funny surprise for folks that enjoy playing as Clank in the single-player game.
Very nice. Now, we've seen chunks of the game at different times over the course of the past year, so this is another kind of level of variety that you guys are putting in there. Have we finally gotten a sense of everything that we're going to be doing in the game, or is there still more hidden stuff that you guys are holding back?
No, we've shown just very small slices of each area. So, we're jumping through and skipping ahead of parts here. The other levels you've only seen kind of sections of those levels. You haven't seen the whole thing. Plus, there's other levels where we haven't shown at all. So, like any good Ratchet & Clank game, there's a ton of variety in the locations, in the gameplay, in the weapons. And like any good Ratchet & Clank game, there's a great story. So hopefully in some of the trailers and things we put out, you've seen that there's a fantastic full story. And not only like with the cutscenes and the humor between the characters, but we've created a lot of kind of animated journals that help tell the backstory of this planet. So not only do you get to find out what happens to Ratchet & Clank and Quark and Nefarious, you get to see what happened on this planet before that got them to this situation.
And it wouldn't be a Ratchet & Clank game without cool hidden stuff. So is there golden bolts, other things to discover?
Sure, there's all sorts of hidden collectibles. One of the things you see everywhere are the critters. You're going to want to try and grab those before your friends. They're a super valuable resource. There's also gold bolts that sometimes are kind of in the main path, but other times it's a little challenging and you're going to have to quickly try and jump over and grab them before something kills you or before you pass it up. So there's a lot of collectibles and a lot of replayability, so that as you keep coming back to the game, you'll be able to do more and unlock kind of cool extras.
All right, well, that sounds like a blast. When's the game coming out?
Game will be out on October 18th, exclusively on PlayStation 3.
All right, well, thank you very much, sir. Well, there you go. That is your latest update on Ratchet & Clank All for One, due this October. Be sure and check back on the site soon, because we're going to have a lot more.